I mean, like, was he really my man though? And was it really a loss? Hey y'all, it's your girl Agent Monique back again, and today we have a story time. Why I feel like I haven't talked to y'all in mad long. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I have not sat in front of the camera in a while. Like, did y'all miss me? Because I'm not feeling very missed. But it's okay because I missed y'all, and that is why I decided to give you guys a story time. I've actually wanted to tell y'all this story for a minute, so I'm mad hype, and I have on my little pink, as you saw in this title. Yes, I lost my man to the Barbie movie. Or I mean, like, was he really my man though? And was it really a loss? Yeah, we're gonna get into it. Anyways, y'all, we're gonna jump right into my story. You know, I really don't have much to say in the beginning of these videos, so just to give y'all a little background story on me and the guy I'm talking about. So this was my little boo thing for like 3 years, I want to say. We was on and off. We was never really officially in a relationship. We just messed with each other on and off for like the past 3 years, right? So I had expressed to him in our previous endeavors that, you know, we were better as friends, because I really just felt like he wasn't the one for me. We had altercations where he would just mess up, and I just felt like you were not the guy for me, because there were just little things he would do. I expressed to him that we should just be friends, but I guess that didn't sit well with him, because he did actually tell me that I was the only girl who ever broke up with him. And you know, that's kind of hard to believe. Like, I'm not trying to burst your bubble, but some of us aren't as amazing as we may think, okay? Like, we gotta be real with ourselves sometimes. So it's very hard to believe that I was the only one. Yeah. And like I said, he definitely did little stuff in the past that really threw me off. Like, y'all, there was this one situation where I think we had stopped talking for a few days, and by the next week he was in a whole nother state kissing a whole different girl. He had put me in like a close friends or whatever to let me see him kissing a whole other girl. That's a different story for another day. But he would do little things like that, and yes, I should have left him alone, but y'all gotta understand that we was never official. Like, that was never really my man. But you know how it'd be. Like, that was my little boo. So this time around, it was like our third go around, and he came to me and expressed to me that he wanted to give us a real shot. Of course, I wasn't saying yes to it at first, because we had past situations where we just didn't end up well. But I don't know, I think he had reached out to me a few times over like a span of, I want to say, 3 months, trying to take me out, show me that, you know, he's mature now, he's different. Oh, I graduated college, you know, I got a steady job, like, you know, I'm just different now. And I did see the maturity in him, because when we met, we were young. You know, I think we met, I was like 20, he was 23. Now I am about to be, what, 25? Now I'm 24, and I think he's 26 now, going on 27. Like, we met when I was pretty young. My math is a little off, but we met when, you know, we were young. So we actually met at one of his parties. And like I said, I am gonna give y'all the backstory to this guy, but we're gonna focus on how we broke up over the Barbie movie. So there's y'all story. That was my little boo thing for 3 years. So let's just get into it. So we started dating for real, like trying to take each other serious around November of 2022. So it was pretty calm, you know. I felt like the vibe was definitely a little different, because, you know, we both were mature, and we both had an agreement that we were going to give us a real shot. We're only going to be dealing with each other. We're actually going to go on dates. We're not going to, you know, be having sex with anybody else. Like, we were literally in agreement. You know, we came to understanding that it was just going to be us this time. So it was nice. Like, we would go out on dates, which was really different for us, because before we would literally just be like at his house kicking it, or at my house sometimes, and in the car. Like, we would just be doing things like that. But we actually were going on real dates, doing things that couples would do. I would be like going to his events when he would throw them. I kind of stopped going as I was, you know, getting older. I told him I'm not gonna come no more. So I guess I really pushed him to actually like go on dates with me, like actually do things that couples do. So it was nice, you know. It was different seeing each other outside of the house. So Christmas time comes around, and we didn't really speak about getting each other gifts or anything, or, you know, how we want to spend Christmas or anything like that. But y'all gotta understand that we had already known each other for what, 3 years at this point. So it was kind of in my head that I was going to get him a gift, and I guess it was in his head that he was going to get me something, because when we did get together on Christmas Eve, we both had gifts for each other. We had ordered some food, we had snacks. I literally had got us like little matching PJs because I wanted to do the thing. So yes, like it was like we were legit in a relationship. I mean, we really were. My friends knew about him. Well, my friends didn't know because I didn't tell them yet, because I didn't want to say anything, just because I knew that this particular guy, we need a name for him. We're gonna call him Jay. So they just know that Jay usually be on some BS, so I didn't want to tell them anything about him until things got, you know, more serious. But his friends know about me. His friends are always rooting for us, because, you know, I'm just as real as it come. Like, why would you not root for me? So there's that. But yeah, Christmas was nice. Like, we just enjoyed each other. Like, it was a nice moment for us. So fast forward a few months, March came around. March was his birthday, so y'all can imagine, you know, January, February, we spent so much time together. I was at his house like every other weekend. His birthday had came around, and one of my love languages is literally giving, and I want to make you feel good all the time. Like, I want you to be around me and feel good. I want to bring you stuff. I want to surprise you. So when his birthday came around, I just knew I wanted him to have a good birthday. Also because, like, he had gotten into a car accident, I want to say a week before his birthday, and his car was like totaled. So I felt like it was really my job to make sure his birthday was special and to make sure, you know, he felt good. So for his birthday, I had booked him a hotel. Well, I booked us a hotel in the city. We live in Long Island. So I booked a hotel for us in the city. And like I said, he had no car at the time. So I picked him up from his house, and I had Wendy's in the car. I got us a little snack for our drive to Manhattan. You know, I had made a playlist for that day, because he's a party promoter. Well, he was, or I don't know what he's doing these days. But yeah, so I wanted to make sure the music was good, because like if it wasn't, he was gonna be talking that talk, and I didn't want to hear it. But I made sure the vibe was there. So food, I drove. When we got to the hotel, I even told him to stay in the living room area. I got us a good sized room. So there was a living room area, it was a bedroom. So I went in the bedroom and I decorated it. Like, I had balloons and everything. Yeah, I just remember us walking to the hotel that day after we parked. I had a bag of balloons, and I would just tell him, mind his business, don't worry about it, like, don't ask me what's in the bag. It was obviously balloons, but you know, I decorated the hotel for him. I got him a bottle of 1942. I did the roses on the bed, and I spelled out his name. Like, it was just romantic, because I'm a softie. Like, I'm just a lover girl, and that just is what it is. And like I said, I wanted to do something cute and make him feel good. We even went to dinner that night. We went to this nice steakhouse. I felt so grown, so sexy. We went to a steakhouse, also paid for that. Again, not a big deal, because it was his birthday. So, you know, I made it a good experience for him. I remember we took an Uber there, because I wanted to like drink. I wanted us to get like drunk. So we took an Uber there, to Uber back. Yeah, it was just a good night overall. I was the one crying and throwing up, but it doesn't matter, because, you know, we're not talking about me, we're talking about him. But anyways, we had a good day. A few months after that, May came around. May is my birthday, so I'm just trying to give y'all the picture of how the dynamic of our relationship was. So my birthday came around. He also did a really good job for my birthday. He took me out to dinner. We went to this really nice restaurant that has been on my restaurant list for a minute, so I was excited to go there with him. That was the first time I had lamb chops in my life, y'all, and them lamb chops was busting down, okay? Yeah, them lamb chops, like, I've been hooked ever since. But he also got me some sneakers, because I had been saying I wanted sneakers for so long. So he got me 2 pairs of shoes that I've been really wanting. And when I got in his car, he had a car around this time, y'all. He had his car together now. But he did drive us around to like the restaurant and stuff. And he had flowers in the car waiting. And it was just like a really cute birthday. I think I spent the night at his house, I want to say. But I had a good birthday with him overall. Like, you know, he did his thing. It was real cute, and I was satisfied. I was happy. So fast forward a little bit, maybe 2 months, maybe 3 months into summertime now. Our relationship is not strong if we do not make it through the summer. Like, I feel like a relationship, you really put it to the test when the summer comes around, because you know, summer, everyone wants to be outside, everybody is getting into chaos, doing what they shouldn't be doing. So I was like, if we cannot make it through summer, then our relationship is probably just not meant to be. And I was right. because like I said, again, he is a party promoter. He does it with his best friend or whatever, so they're always outside, they're in the clubs a lot. So I mean, that was expected. Like, you literally fumbled like I thought you would. Not surprising. So yeah, it's summer and we're spending a lot of time together, still going on dates. I spent the night at his house like every other weekend. I had met his mom a few times. There was even times where he would leave me in his house because he trusted me that much. Like, y'all need to understand, we were in, okay? Like, we were in deep. We didn't put a title on it. Like, if he asked me to be his girlfriend, I don't even think I would have said yes, just because of the fact that, like, you know, you really wasn't the one for me still. Like, I still felt that low-key. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I still felt that. But yeah, we was locked in. Okay, so he would go to work, I would be at his house. He would like go meet up with a friend real quick and I would be chilling at his house. Like, yeah, that was us. But don't get me wrong, in my head I definitely still had doubts, like, regardless of anything. I feel like I was at a point with him where it's like, we had so many little altercations before where it's like, if you mess up this time, I was gonna be completely done with you, which I was. Now let's get into the Barbie movie. So I think the Barbie movie came out in July, right? It was coming out in July, and I had asked him a week before the movie came out. I said, I really want to go see Barbie, and I told him to come with me. He shut it down right away because he's like, nah, that's gay, that's fruity, you know, I don't want to do that. So I wasn't gonna ask you again. You already said no. I'm not gonna beg you to go see Barbie with me because I can do that with anybody. So it wasn't a big deal, but just know I asked him first, right? Right. So I left it alone and I decided to ask my girls. Like, I decided to throw it in the group chat and see who wants to come as well. I put it in the chat. None of my friends jumped on it. None of them answered. So I'm like, okay, y'all completely went over my question. Fine. I'm not gonna press nobody to go see a movie. Again, whatever. After that, I was just thinking in my head, like, I'll probably just go by myself. I don't really care, but you know, we'll see who I get to come with me the day of. So the day I was going to see the Barbie movie rolls around, right? And I was talking to Jay earlier that day, of course. Like I said, you know, we talk every single day. We did not miss a day in probably the past, what, 8 months? Yeah, we talked every single day. So I told him the day of, I'm like, I think I'm gonna go see the Barbie movie later. I really want to go see it. He asked me who I was gonna go with, and I told him maybe I'll go with a friend or maybe I'll go by myself. Like, it really depends what kind of mood I'm in, so we'll see. The Barbie movie had literally popped up on my Instagram because y'all know Barbie was going viral around that time. Like, it just was. So I think a little clip from the movie had, oh, I got something in my eye. Still there, but we're gonna rock with it because I don't feel like stopping. But yeah, so the ad had popped up on my Instagram. It was like a little clip from the movie, and I posted it to my story, and I literally put a little sentence under it, and I was like, OMG, someone come see this with me. I really want to go. I didn't think anything of it because, again, it's just Barbie. It's not that deep. I wasn't being direct about it. I didn't say what time I was going. Oh, someone meet me right now. Like, it was just a general post, and the post was very pink. Like, the background was just pink, girl, girl, girl. Like, it was nothing deep about it, and I did not think twice about it, okay? So that was the post. A few hours later, Jay hits me up, and he tells me that he's mad at me, and I'm just like, why? What did I do? And he tells me that he doesn't like how I posted the Barbie movie. He said, I want to know who you was posting about Barbie for. I want to know who you were talking to on your story. And I'm like, what? Like, what do you mean, who was I talking to? He's like, oh, you're posting about Barbie. That means you're inviting guys to go with you, and that means any guy who hits you up, who says they want to go, you're gonna go with them. I'm like, in my head, first of all, why would I just go see Barbie with any man, like with any random man at that? What do I look like? I'm not, if I want to put a post up to attract men, it would not be Barbie. It would not have to be Barbie, okay? I could put my motherfucking 2 fingers up and that would attract somebody, but I'm not looking for Barbie to help me attract a man. So it really didn't make sense in my head. So I kind of laughed at him. Like, I laughed, and this is us texting. I laughed at the message because I'm like, why are you accusing me of wanting another man to go with me? So I laughed at him, and I'm like, I just want to go see Barbie. You say you didn't want to go with me, so I'm still gonna go regardless. So he got really defensive about it. He's like, oh, I'm gonna remember this. I'm never gonna forget that you said this. All jokes aside, you're being weird right now. I don't even know why you're talking like that. Why you're doing all that. And literally, guys, I was so confused. I did not know where all this energy was coming from, because he's a pretty calm guy. Jay's a pretty calm guy for the most part, and I'm pretty calm too. We got along very well. I can't point out a time where I remember us really arguing. We never yelled at each other. Like, we never argue. We just got along very well. So I just didn't understand where this energy was coming from. So he also goes and says, oh, my bro just took a girl to see Barbie last night. And I'm like, okay, ... That's it. Like, that was the message. Because it's like, what does your bro taking a girl to see Barbie have to do with you? Like, what was the point you were trying to make? So in my head, I'm like, if your bro can go take a girl to see Barbie, why can't you take me, who is your girl, to go see Barbie? Like, what is the connection here? Like, I just didn't understand that. Like, are you saying that your bro took a random girl to see Barbie to try to do something after Barbie? I think that's what he was trying to say. Regardless of the fact of the matter, like, you didn't explain yourself, you didn't make it clear to me, and you just lost me because you just came off so aggressive, and it was just confusing. At that point, I literally just said okay, because I did not feel like explaining myself, and I just didn't feel like I had to explain myself. I just thought this was blown out of proportion, and it really didn't make sense to me. Okay, so the night rolls around, and I am going to see Barbie, okay? I was gonna go with a friend, but the seats were running out. It was literally packed out. There was only single seats available. So I'm like, F it, I'm gonna go by myself. So I have on my pink dress, I have my pink cup with me, the one that says lay on it. Like, I am ready to go. I'm looking super cute. My little fitted pink dress. I'm literally ready to go. So I post myself on Instagram because that's what I do. I post myself just in the parking lot, like in my car, like, you know, ready to see Barbie. And then I go in a movie theater and I also post myself like in a mirror in my little dress, and I have like the Barbie song behind this. So obviously I'm at the movie theater going to see Barbie. So people do this thing where they assume that, you know, when you don't post who you're with, then you're with a man. But I don't know why we can't just get used to the fact that when you don't post who you're with, maybe because you're alone. I don't understand why people just don't think we can't do things by ourselves. But anyways, I was genuinely so excited to go see the movie. When I got there, people were in pink. I think I made a video that night. You guys probably seen it before, maybe you haven't, but it's on my page. I have on a pink dress, and I went to go see Barbie that night, and I came back and I made a YouTube video about it, and I even said I went to go see Barbie alone. So there's that. But yeah, it was a great movie. It was a great night. Anyways, I get home and I see that Jay had viewed my story, and he didn't say anything about it, nor did he ask me who I ended up going with. Like, he was literally mute. So in his head, he probably assumed that I did go with someone. I just didn't post who I went with. So he was just mad going off of assumptions. But you're dumb. I'm sorry. But if I'm your girl, if I'm your wife, if you want to be with me and you want to know who I went with, you're going to ask me. Like, if you're that serious about me, if you're so concerned about me going with somebody else, you're going to ask me. You're going to check up on me. You're not just going to leave me hanging, right? Right. So Jay literally does not say anything to me that whole rest of the night. Next day, he still hasn't texted me back. He has said nothing to me at all. So one day turns into a few days, turns into a whole 7 days of me just not hearing from this man at all. And he is still like viewing my stories, seeing what I'm doing, seeing what I'm up to. So I didn't text him back because I texted him last, and also because I'm like, okay, he was so mad at me, let me just give him a second to cool down, maybe we can revisit the topic. But I'm also thinking, again, if you're so concerned about another man sliding in and being with me or talking to me, you wouldn't leave room for him to do that. You wouldn't leave 7 whole days worth of space for any man to come talk to me. And not even speaking about another man, like you yourself in our relationship, if I am your girl, your woman, your lady, your someone who you keep calling your wife, you're gonna come and talk to me. You're not gonna leave me sitting here for a whole 7 days at our big age. You're 26, bro. How do you look? But anyways, let me fix my face. Let me fix my face. Like I said, a week had passed and it is Friday night now. So Friday night comes around and I'm like, okay, I haven't heard from this man. Let me be the bigger person and reach out to him. I call him Friday afternoon and he doesn't answer. Then he calls me back and I missed his call as well because I think I was in the bathroom or something. But probably an hour later, I ended up calling him back. So when he answers the phone, I hear like all this music in the background or whatever, and y'all, he answers and he goes, yo. I'm like, immediately that turned me off. That pissed me off immediately, because I've never heard this man answer me and go, yo. It's usually like a, hey baby, what's up baby, like you know, it's cute. He goes, yo. I'm like, yo, who are you with right now? What are you doing? He tells me he's out to dinner with his best friend. So I asked him, I'm like, can you talk right now? And he's like, nah, I'm outside. I'm like, all right, call me later. That's it. I'm not gonna press you, I'm not gonna yell at you. I didn't think that he was lying about being out to dinner with his best friend, because again, like, them doing dinners was like, I think they did pretty often. They go out together, so I wasn't thinking he was lying or anything. But yeah, I tell him to call me later on when he gets home. Later comes, no call. Next day comes, next day is Saturday, no call. Nothing, nada. All right, now it's Sunday. Sunday comes around, and I told myself, I said, if I don't hear from this man by 12 a.m., you're getting blocked on everything, and I'm done with you. Because like I said, guys, he was already on thin ice. He didn't know it, and that's not something I had to explain, but you were already on thin ice since this relationship started. So if you were on BS, I was gonna let you be on it, okay? And be right there by yourself. So Sunday comes, nothing. Still, Sunday night comes around, 12 a.m. I'm looking at my phone. I'm like, wow, this man really did not reach out to me. And you know what? Another thing, like, as a man, if your woman is coming and trying to work it out, trying to figure it out, like, not just as a woman and man standpoint, but like, if your partner is coming and trying to work it out with you and you're still ignoring them, it's like, grow up at that point. It's like, why don't you want to make up with me? What's the reason that we're still in an argument? Like, what? There's a bigger reason here, because it literally makes no sense, right? So 12 a.m. comes, and I'm like, yeah, you're blocked on everything. Y'all, when I tell you, I blocked this man on everything. I blocked him on Instagram, I blocked his number, I blocked his TikTok, blocked his Snapchat. I went on my second page, I blocked his Instagram, I blocked his Snapchat. Like, I blocked him on every single thing. I blocked his event page. I blocked the hell out of him. Anything that I ever had him on, he was blocked, because I literally did not want to be in contact with him at all. I did not want him to have any way of reaching me, not one bit. So I blocked him on everything. He was gone. And honestly, I wasn't so stressed and so upset that I did that. I felt like, okay, this is what you deserved. So there's that. Kind of sucked though, because again, we got along really well, and it would have been nice if we were able to work things out this time around, because, you know, maybe there could have been a chance for us. But it's like time after time, he kind of just proves me right. Like, you kind of just proves to me that you're the same person I thought you were. Like, you're gonna do the same things to me over and over again. So there's that. He really made me feel like our relationship didn't matter to him at all, because 7 days is a drag. Like, if you're mad at me, if I'm not even mad at you, I feel like the most time we should go without talking to each other is maybe a few hours or maybe a day. Like, I want to work it out, because I'm not trying to sit here and be mad at anybody, especially, again, not at my big age. So you're bugging. 7 days, you're bugging. Have you seen me? You're bugging. So after this whole altercation went down, I did speak to a few people to get their different opinions on like what they thought about the whole Barbie movie situation. So I spoke to my best friend about it, and she was already washing her hands with him. She didn't say I told you so, but she wasn't surprised. You know, she even told me like, oh, I thought it was real this time. I thought it was gonna be different this time. I'm really shocked that, you know, he messed it up again. Even she was rooting for us, and she doesn't even, like, she never even rooted for him. But it was, like I said, it was a little different this time. I told my mom about it, and once you know, once you tell your mom about something, like, it's done. Like, once I tell my mom how you did me, you're finished. So I told my mom about the situation, because I would tell her like everything else about him, like all the good things, you know, like when I would go spend the night, she knew who I was going with. When I was going out on a date, she knew I was with him. So I told my mom about the situation. She's like, yeah, he's dumb, like, over Barbie. That's corny. Like, I can't even imagine my father not talking to my mother over a movie. Like, that's dumb. Like, anytime a man does something wrong or something stupid, I'm like, let me imagine my father doing this to my mother. Could I imagine that? Hell no. I also spoke to my little sister about it, and her point of view stood out to me over everyone's, because my little sister has said it sounds like he's projecting. It sounds like he was coming up with a reason to not have to talk to me for a few days. So in my head, I really didn't want to accept that that was the truth, because I was like, Why would he not want to speak to me? We speak every single day. What do you mean? He has no room to even talk to another girl. But then it clicked to me, maybe that's why he wanted to argue with me, so he could have room to talk to another girl. Because like I said, y'all, it is summer and he's a party promoter. He's in clubs every other weekend, right? Outside every other night. So maybe he did need that space to talk to somebody else. Because mind you, me and him are on the phone every night. We're sleeping on the phone together probably every night. So maybe he did need that room to just not speak to me, do what he got to do with the other girl, and then come back and act like nothing happened. So I'm mad that, like, out of all people, my little sister put that in my head. I'm like, you might be onto something. You just might be. But if you think about it, it makes sense, because like I said, we never argued. We were fine before this whole Barbie situation, like 100% fine the day before even. So it came out of nowhere. So it would make sense if he was, you know, starting to argue with me to go do his little dirty work with somebody else. Just the thought of all that put together made me like officially done with him. Never want to see his face again. Never want to talk to him again, because I'm like, you really a sleazy dog, and I just know you. Like, I know you. Like, if I get into stories with y'all are gonna tell me that I should have known, and I should have. But you know, sometimes you just want to give people a chance. Like, sometimes you know. Anyways, yeah. The following Monday, for some reason, I did get a notification that he had called me 2 times, but I didn't give a damn because I had already blocked you. You should have been called me. So I saw that call come through 2 times. Like, I didn't see the call on my phone, but I saw a notification. And then a few weeks later, his friend had reached out to me on Instagram. He goes, oh, are you coming to this concert with us? I'm like, what concert? What are you talking about? And he goes, oh, Jay said you were coming with us. And I'm like, tell Jay to stop lying to you. Because literally, I don't know what Jay was telling his best friends, but I still had them on Instagram. I don't know what he was telling them, but it sounds like he didn't tell them that we was separate. But I'm pretty sure his best friend knew already, because I had posted myself like 2 weeks prior with me in a hot tub with another guy, you know, putting my cup up, talking about clink clink. Anyways, that's besides the point. Jay's best friend be knowing, like, when we're not together, whether Jay tells him or he sees me posting whatever I post, he just knows when we're not together. A few more weeks go by, probably like 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm out with my best friend, and she posts me on her story looking good as I do, and Jay goes and comments to her. He's like, oh, your friend is funny. You thought my best friend was going to respond to you? You thought you deserved a reply? You thought that's how you was gonna get back in, by saying I was funny? You thought you were gonna get a conversation out of my best friend by saying, oh, I'm funny? Try again, loser. Like, literally try again. And if you were trying to get back in, if you were trying to get a way to talk to me again, you don't approach my best friend by saying, oh, your friend is funny. You could say, like, tell your friend to unblock me. Tell your friend I missed her. Something like that. You don't say, oh, your friend is funny. You're not getting a conversation, and I'm glad my best friend didn't reply, because you didn't deserve it. Corny. Anyways, it's been a few months now since we've been in contact, probably like 6 months, and my whole thing is, if you really wanted me, you would have found a way to get in contact with me. You would have found a way to talk to me. Like, I don't know if it's your ego, or maybe you do have another girl, whatever the case may be, but I mean, obviously maybe you felt the same way. Maybe you felt we weren't meant to be either, but you could have contacted me. You know where I live. You have my best friend on Instagram. Like, if you really wanted to talk to get me back, that would have happened. So I'm fine about it. It's like whatever at this point. Like I said, it really wasn't meant to be anyways. And my whole thing is for y'all, this was not my boyfriend, okay? This was never someone I called my boyfriend. I probably said my man or whatever, but we didn't have a title on it. But the thing is, do not let men string you along like this, because me and him were seriously dating for like a good 8 months. And there were times where we were on FaceTime with his best friend, and his best friend was telling me, oh, tell Jay pop the question, tell Jay ask the question. Jay never asked me to be his girlfriend, but he had moments where it's like, oh, you're mine, right? You're my girl, right? We're gonna get married, right? You're my wife, right? But you never wanted to make me your girlfriend. You asked me to go on like family trips with you, but you never asked me to be your girlfriend. Do not let men string you along. I feel like if you're dating someone for like 3 months, y'all should know, not if you want to be together forever, but at least if he wants to make you his girlfriend. Like, as I said, I probably would have said no, but this is just a lesson to y'all. Don't date nobody. Don't date anybody for more than 3-4 months without them officially saying, that you're their girlfriend, you're their boyfriend. Because at the end of the day, with no title, no nothing, they're still gonna be single. They're still gonna be doing what they do. No matter if y'all had an agreement to just mess with each other, at the end of the day, y'all will never end a relationship for real. So there's y'all story time. I hope y'all enjoyed. Like I said, my man left me over to a Barbie movie. Like, my man who wasn't my man, but you know, he was kind of my man though. Anyways, y'all, you already know how this goes. Thank you so much for joining me on this story time. Let me know what you guys think down below. Yeah, comment on the situation. Let me know if y'all think if he had another girl, if he was messing with someone else on the low. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Elijah Monique. Keep up with me on my socials. And guys, I just got back from Boston, so definitely check me out and see what I was up to. Love you guys. Thanks so much for joining in, and I will see you next week.